Okay, let's go. We're gonna go. Okay. Good evening and welcome to the October 14th board meeting for the Oakland Community Health Network. At this time, if you are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God. Thank you. A roll call of the members, please.
Mr. Young.
Here.
Mr. Furman.
Present.
Dr. Giles. Pastor Jones.
Present.
Dr. Guadalupe.
Here.
Ms. Woodruff.
Present.
Ms. Newman. Dr. Hans.
Here.
Ms. Root. Here. Can't read this. Mr. Smith.
Here.
And Miss May. And Mr. Cowan.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to have a motion to approve our printed board meeting agenda.
So moved. Second.
A motion and support. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the motion carries. At this time is our first opportunity for public comment. If you wish to address the board, once recognized by the chair, we would ask that you state your name, organization or address, and then also please limit your comments to 3 minutes. But as with past practice, do we have anyone online who wishes to make a public comment?
If you are online and wish to speak for public comment, please raise your hand at this time.
Okay, thank you. We do have some individuals who have signed in already, so I'll call them first. And Heather Ray with Common Ground, and if you have 2 other members of your organization, if you want to come up at the same time, that's fine with me.
Good evening. I'm Heather Ray, CEO of Common Ground, a almost 55-year-old nonprofit specializing in crisis services and a pillar in Oakland County. I'm here tonight to tell you about the devastating impact OCHN's decision to directly deliver crisis services has on Common Ground. OCHN intends to provide crisis services themselves and cancel the Common Ground and New Oakland Family Centers contracts. I haven't heard this discussed at any of the OCHN Committee of the Whole or board meetings, so I assume that you nor the public are aware of what's going on. Common Ground's more than 35-year contract with OCHN is nearly half our entire agency's funding. We are thankful for our historical valued partnership with OCHN. We've been a model of excellence in the state and beyond. Our innovations inspired Chapter 9A of the Michigan Mental Health Code that established crisis stabilization units, and we are leaders across the state in crisis services. We contributed to popular crisis service publications such as the National Action Alliance for Suicide Prevention and the National Council for Mental Well-Being, and many more. Since the inception of Oakland County Community Mental Health, they have never delivered crisis services, meaning they have no established infrastructure and no experience. It is absent from their DNA. OCHN expects Common Ground to train their staff, give up our policies and procedures, and our intellectual property. Their decision is marketed as enhancement to the OCHN crisis continuum. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, there's nothing standing in OCHN's way of enhancing crisis services with the two existing crisis providers right now. So why not do that? Because that is not the reason to cancel provider contracts. So what could the reason be? Poor performance? No. Common Ground's overall OCHN contract score last fiscal year was 94.8% in compliance with programmatic and administrative audits. As this board reviewed the state's key performance indicators in your August Committee of the Whole meeting, in August, that is, Common Ground is meeting or exceeding expectations. So if it's not poor performance, is it about survival of OCHN as a result of the state's PHP bid out? Well, let's look at that scenario. If OCHN wins the PHP bid for a region, they cannot be a service provider. Whatever services OCHN brings in-house between now and the end of the fiscal year will cause major community disruption to those who depend on services and our community partners. And in just a few months thereafter, OCHN will cause a second wave of community disruption to move crisis services back to the provider network. So 2 sets of network disruption in 6 to 9 months. Why would anybody think this is a good idea? And I believe I'm at my almost 3 minutes, so I'm going to turn it over to Eric DeBrugen.
Good evening. My name is Eric DeBrusen. I am a patent attorney. I've practiced patent law in the region for 37 years. I am a lifetime Oakland County resident. Pastor Jones, good to see you. We're neighbors in Pontiac. I would like, with your permission, to yield my time to Ms. Ray so she can add some more.
That's fine. Thank you.
If OCHN doesn't get the PHP rebid, or somehow they figure out a way to be both a system manager, a PHP, and a service provider, their conflict of interest inherent in these two roles, which is the very reason, by the way, that the state is attempting to fix this in the RFP process, will be prohibited. The PIHP must manage a provider network based on quality, outcomes, and cost. If you have finance people telling you it will be cheaper for OCHN to directly deliver services, they are not telling you the truth. This is math. If it will cost more, cause major community disruption, and OCHN has no experience delivering crisis services, but is going to do it anyway, how can this board support that? I don't understand. The Resource and Crisis Centers become a hostile work environment because of OCHN's lack of any respect or sensitivity to Common Ground's history or staff. 175 Common Ground employees will be laid off, and rumor control, keeping staff from leaving right now, is our full-time job, not focusing on delivering high-quality care to people. This does impact service delivery. OCHN presented Common Ground with their transition plan. We asked for a couple of high-level commitments. 1, Common Ground will not be financially damaged throughout the transition. 2, we will have access to staff retention payments in the amount of 15%. And 3, we asked OCHN to not post any crisis service jobs until we had an agreed-upon plan to keep our workforce intact, all of which was rejected by OCHN. How does this demonstrate the OCHN core value of, and I quote, "We collaborate in shared purpose with individuals served, families, staff, and service providers and the community"? You will likely hear Common Ground isn't collaborating with OCHN on this. We should have a shared goal when the public good is at stake. Instead, OCHN tells us what they want us to do to advance their agenda, regardless of whether it hurts us or people served, and if we do not comply, we're accused of not collaborating. This board needs to know exactly what's happening in the network, so go talk to providers. And I urge you, do not be the board that is responsible for dismantling the crisis system in Oakland County, a system that for years has been revered by counties across the state. Thank you for listening.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Hello. Excuse me. I'm Kay White, and I'm a volunteer on the crisis line at Common Ground. I've been a crisis line volunteer for 42 years, and I think I've talked to over 15,000 people during that time. I had 90 hours of training in order to be on the crisis line, and this enables me to go every Monday morning and talk to people about their particular situations. The other day, a woman called because her adult son was having a mental health crisis, and I was able to say, you know, if you can encourage him to come into Common Ground, I can tell you that we will be treating him with respect, with dignity. We will be working with him to enable him to find a treatment program that will be best for him. These kinds of programs are irreplaceable. I'm so proud to be a small part of Common Ground's excellent programs. We've been doing these programs for over 50 years, and we work very hard to develop quality and programs that are also done with your heart. When you go to a conference, people hold up Common Ground as an example of the way that a crisis center should be run. Our programs such as art therapy and sober support are individual. They're something special. They really make people on their journey to mental health come out with a really good outcome. It would be a shame to have a bureaucracy running something that is done by people right now who care so intensely that they give up all of their time and stay extra and do everything possible for the people who walk in the door. Common Ground has been around, as we were saying, for over 50 years. We've given excellent service to your neighbors, to your families, to your friends, to people just like us. All of us who walk through that door are taken care of and valued. And we are hoping that you feel the same way about valuing Common Ground. So I wanted to say to the board members, thank you for being part of the system because it's real important to Oakland County. And I hope that you'll continue to support Common Ground.
Thank you for your comments. And the board does not typically get involved in contractual matters of providers, but you've come tonight and brought this to our attention, and we'll consult with our leadership on this matter. Okay? Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board who's here this evening? There being no one, then we'll close this first opportunity for public comment, and there is an opportunity for public comment also at the end of the meeting. Next is our segment on stories that inspire hope. And Suzanne, if you want to come forward to lead this off.
So I'm Ethan. This is Greta.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our Stories That Inspire Hope. It is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and boy, do we have a great guest who is thoroughly employed, I think, with 3 different jobs. So this is an observance that we recognize every October, but also all year long. I mean, it's not just for October, but it's all year long as well. And it obviously highlights the contributions of individuals who are American workers, with disabilities. And this year's theme is celebrating value and talent, and I can't think of anybody else better to highlight that. So it's my pleasure to introduce Nathan Fisher, and you know Justin, you've seen him a couple of times before, and he is also Nathan's support person. So I'm going to turn it over to Nathan and Justin.
Hello, good evening. So I'm Justin Thorne. I'm a support coordinator with Community Living Services, and I have Nathan Fisher with me, who is an individual that I support, who I thought would be a great example of how putting together supports, including clinical supports like support coordination, but also job coaching, job development, community partners being willing to customize jobs, can create really unique employment opportunities. So Nathan has a YouTube show where he likes to make videos about his life, and when we talked about him presenting, it seemed to be more his style to make a video for you about the jobs that he has and the things that he does that are meaningful to him. So that's what we have on the screen. Is there anything that you want to add, Nathan? Anything you want to say? No is the answer. So we're going to watch Nathan's video, and then if you have any questions after that.
I'll proceed. Nathan's my name. So I'm Nathan. This is Greta. Justin Thorne. This is my coordinator. He is. We want to Ryan McQuaid with Brian. I think they're my jobs. So I'm working at the Great Lakes Rec Center. 2 years at Great Lakes. I clean the weight rooms. I take the day off and rest my body. When's it, Greta? I will golf, Greta. So Thursday, Greta, I work at Green Gate, Greta. That was Greta. Yeah, 1 year of Green Gate. I did the weight room. Ask Earl. Hey, Earl. Oh, boy. Earl, what's up? I'm Brian's Earl. Earl. I'm Brian Earl. I work at Precision Earl. For 7 years, Earl. You that? I'm Brian. I do stuff like that. Precision. I don't good to me. You can't. I love all my jobs. It's easy. So Muffin. Oh, Muffin. Hey, Muffin. I do trivia on Brian's Muffin. It's really cool. That is my hobby. I think this began. 91. That's me. I'm very Ford. The best Ford. I tried to go bowling. And I also said I'm a good bowler. I said the choir in the band. Earl, I sing the choir too. I sing the choir, Earl. Also, I play in the band, Earl, called Step Fast. Thinking. Oh, the Lions play tonight. The Detroit plays the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. Detroit's gonna win. That's a wrap. And cut. This is our turn. Thank you for watching my show. See you next time.
So if anyone has any questions for Nathan or myself, feel free.
Go ahead.
Thank you for sharing. Great video, Nathan. I enjoyed that. Could you share with us the best part of having a support coordinator with you when you're at your job with Justin? Yep.
She said, what's the best part of having a support coordinator?
Justin. Tell you.
Sometimes it's a little difficult to answer. Do you like having, Sis helps you, right? And what's your job coach name?
Ryan McQuaid.
Ryan McQuaid.
Ryan.
Through Dutton Farm, and he
It's
helps
Ryan.
at all three of your
It's Ryan.
jobs, right?
No, it's Ryan McQuaid.
Yeah.
I told Ryan I would ask him.
Question and answer may not be the best for Nathan, but like,
That's fine. I just wanted to highlight what you do to help support.
Nathan is a great example. I'm good over here. Nathan's a great example of how like a team approach in terms of natural supports, community partners, different organizations. Like Nathan plays in the band with his church, which his family organizes. Mom, his dad, his sister's here tonight. But you've also played at the Renaissance Festival.
Oh, yeah.
You used to play with Oakland University as part of the Pan Jammies, as well as the brass band, I think, is what it's called. Yell it out. African Drumming was another group. So they would do performances where Nathan would perform. So there's so many different community partners who are willing to have Nathan not only be a part of it, but be like a major part of it, a normal part of it, not like a segregated individual, but someone who was part of all these different amazing community groups that you still participate in. So I think just being able to coordinate things like that is the best part of it for me, because the people that are involved are so wonderful that it's just great.
Anybody else? Yes, Chris.
Nathan, that's really awesome. Everything you're doing is tremendous. And Justin, I think I've been to 6 board meetings now.
Yeah.
And you have, I know, been at 3, so you're batting 500 here,
Yeah.
which is just extremely impressive. And I just want to say I'm in all of whatever you're doing, and I hope we can just give half the kudos that good supports coordinators deserve. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much, everybody.
Hold on, no, Nathan?
Yeah?
Is this right? You take care of 3 cats?
Yeah.
So if I counted right, because they were coming up pretty fast and furious there, you got Muffin, Greta, and Earl.
Earl.
Okay, do you have a favorite, or is that going to cause problems?
My boy's Earl.
Do you have a favorite?
Earl.
Earl's a favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. So I noticed too, and like my son, who plays golfs and bowls and was involved in high school hockey for a number of years as a student manager, but also got to play against the Farmington Flyers a couple times. The guys got him out there. So Nathan, what's your favorite sport?
Well, why not? Wait, Justin.
What is your favorite sport?
Playing bowling, Justin.
Go ahead and say it in the microphone.
Bowling.
Bowling.
Bowling. Okay. All right. Well, we might need you to join the Red Wings because they won a couple games, but they might need some help. Okay.
What do you think? Can you do it? You might do it.
Okay, he
All
might
right.
do it. If the contract is big enough, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
All
great.
right.
Well, Nathan, I want to tell you, I've been here for about 5 years, and that is the best video we've ever had, bar none. And you also ought to think about being a comedian. Huh? I think you got a little comedy streak in you.
What do you think?
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
okay, good. Well, Nathan, and thank you very much for coming, and Justin
Yeah.
for coming with him and being supportive, and we appreciate all the things you've done for him and many others. And Nathan, good luck in everything that you do, and we're glad you came, and I hope you get some ice cream or something out of coming here. You ought to ask for something, okay?
Yeah, Justin.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you, Suzanne. Appreciate it. Okay. All right, tonight is also our organizational meeting. So we have, as was discussed at the COW meeting, we have election of our board officers for chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. So we'll entertain nominations at this time. Do we have any nominations for chairman? Yes.
I will nominate Mr. Cohen
Okay,
for chair.
thank you. All right. Is there any other nominations? The nominations are closed at this time for chair, and I'll ask for Do we just do a voice vote on this? I think so, yeah. All right. All those in favor of the nomination of Dennis Cowan for chair, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. Thank you very much for your confidence for another year.
Mr. Cowan, are we doing a nomination and then a support of the nomination? And then I thought normally we go by board member with our votes.
Well, I've seen it in the 5 years done both ways. Is there a preference?
I just
Okay.
remember in the past saying yes or no individually, but that's okay. But are we at least doing a second for a nomination, to, like a support of a nomination?
Well, it's not a motion, it's
Yeah,
just a
it's-
nomination.
Right,
Oh,
just
okay.
nomination, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
just
Okay.
double checking, thank you.
All right, okay. We can do a roll call if you'd like. Is that your preference, or, okay, all right.
Two,
Yeah.
if we have
We're
end
we're
of-
gonna, we get to
We
the
have
same
to,
place,
yeah.
right, we get to the same place, right. All right, next is, vice chair. Do we have any nominations for vice chair? Yes,
If she would accept, I would like to nominate Sarah Guadalupe for vice chair.
okay. Well, we'll fight.
Are we waiting for her acceptance?
Yeah. We have a nomination for Sarah Guadalupe. Do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? There being no other nominations, the nominations are closed, and at this time, we'll have a voice vote for Sarah Guadalupe for vice chair. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, the motion carries. Next is secretary. Any nominations for secretary?
I'll nominate Adam Furman.
Nomination, Mr. Furman, do you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Okay, are there any other nominations for secretary? There being none, the nominations for secretary are closed. All those in favor of Adam Furman as secretary, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the motion carries. And finally, treasurer. Do we have any nominations for treasurer? Yes.
I'll nominate Mr. Young.
Nomination of John Young. Do you accept the nomination? Yes. Are there any other nominations for treasurer? There being none, the nominations are closed for treasurer. All those in favor of John Young for treasurer, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries, and we have our 4 officers for the year. I welcome Sarah to the fold as vice chair. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome back to Adam and to John. So John has been through the ringer as the treasurer for the last 2 years with all the financial issues that have been hoisted upon us, so we're glad you signed up for one more term. All right, so that completes as has been past practice, we'll do the chairs for policy and finance, vice chairs. We can do that at the next at the COW meetings, typically when that happens, when we split into.
Yes, so just,
Oh,
the chair of that policy committee, though, will go on to the executive committee,
Right.
as it's written in the
Exactly.
bylaws. So once it's voted, then that
Right.
chair will resume on the,
Exactly, right.
Okay.
And then we also, this evening, with the officers being elected, we do have to officially make board appointments. So first, finance. I don't know if anybody wants to change, so I'll ask that question, but finance is currently John Young and his treasurer. He's the chair. Adam Furman, Dr. Giles, Pastor Jones, and Dr. Guadalupe are on finance. Does anyone wish to, we technically have one opening because we're one person short on the board right now. Does everyone want to stay on finance? That's on there now? Okay, all right. Then I'd like to have a motion to appoint those 5 board members that I just mentioned to the finance committee.
So moved.
And a support?
Support.
Support. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the appointment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Next is the appointments to the Policy Management Committee, which is currently Yvette Woodruff as the Policy Chair, Dr. Hans, Malkia Newman, Christina Root, Sarah May, and Christopher Smith. Does everyone wish to stay on that, on the Policy Management Committee? Okay. All right. Then I'll need a motion and support.
So moved.
Motion and support for the 6 individual board members on the Policy Management Committee. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the motion carries. All right. We got our organizational business completed. We can do that at the COW meeting. Or do you want to do it? We can do it tonight. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So yes.
No, I think we also have to vote on the board reps for the committees for RAC, substance, CAC, and the substance use oversight.
We can do that.
If you wish to change them, the
Yeah.
reps, right now, it's the election of the officers and that, but if you wish to change the reps, you can do so now, or they can just stay as it is.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we have a conversation on that. So
Oh,
we're all on the
yeah.
same page
Okay.
to see if those people want to stay.
Well, let's cover the Policy Management Committee chair first, and we can do that now, but that's limited to voting by the members of the Policy Management Committee. So do the Policy Management Committee have anyone they would like to nominate the members as chairperson?
I nominate Yvette Woodruff.
Okay. All right, is there a support for that?
Second.
Thank you. All right, Yvette, do you accept the nomination? Okay, thank you. All right. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor then say aye. All those opposed for the policy only? Okay. All right, the motion passes. So we have our chairperson. Congratulations, Yvette. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Then that brings us, while we're on these items, to whether there's any change for recipient rights
Can we
or
do the vice
citizens
chair?
advisory.
Can we go ahead and do the vice chair of the policy committee?
No, we're going to do that we're going to do the 2 vice chairs at the COW meeting. Okay, that's right. That's typically how, that's okay. And then, but what, is there any change does anyone no longer want to, I think we got Dr. Guadalupe on recipient rights and citizens advisory committee. It's Christina.
I'd like to stay on the CAC.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Keep it the same?
Yep.
Okay, you're good with
I can stay on RRAC.
Okay, we don't need a reappointment, we can just leave it as is. Okay? All right,
And then the substance use oversight, is that still?
what's that? Oh, okay, who's on, who do we have? That's it, do you want to stay on that also? Okay, sorry about that, there wasn't a report listed, so I didn't catch it. All right, good. Well, then we'll leave the representatives on the various boards and committees that are serviced by us the same. All right. That completes our organizational business. So, and we'll leave the vice chairs for the COW meeting in November. All right, the next item we have is our 2026 board meeting calendar, which was discussed at the COW meeting last week, and I believe there's a copy attached. I think everyone's had a chance to review those dates. Do we have a motion for our calendar for 2026?
Move to accept the calendar.
Support.
Motion and support. Is there any discussion? Last chance to change anything. All right, do we want to have a roll call vote, please?
Yeah. Mr. Furman?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Hans? Yes. Ms. Woodruff?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Pastor Jones?
Yes.
Dr. Giles?
Yes.
Dr. Guadalupe?
Yes.
Ms. Root? Mr. Cowan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we have a couple contracts. These contracts were both presented at the COW meeting last month and were reviewed and were recommended by the Finance Committee for approval by the full board. So first we have our public advocacy contract with Capital Services.
Move for approval.
Motion for approval.
Support.
In support, is there any discussion? There being none, a roll call vote, please.
Ms. Root? Yes. Dr. Guadalupe? Yes. Dr. Giles? Yes. Pastor Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Woodruff?
Yes.
Dr. Hans? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Furman?
Yes.
Mr. Cowan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next is our vital data technology contract, and this is to have VDT will continue to provide our ongoing implementation support for IT project management, design, technical support, and matters of that nature. So this was presented by Mr. Doss last month, and we did have consideration and recommendation by the Finance Committee.
Move for approval.
A motion and support.
Support.
Support. Is there any discussion? There being none, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Furman?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Hans? Yes. Ms. Woodruff?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Pastor Jones?
Yes.
Dr. Giles?
Yes.
Dr. Guadalupe?
Yes.
Ms. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Cowan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we are required to approve the OCHN employee benefits package, so to speak. There was a presentation from our HR director, Nicole Williams, last week. There may have been a question, I think, that she was going to address from Mr. Smith. Is Nicole, before we have motions and things of that nature, is she online with us?
Nicole, are you online?
Hi, yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Absolutely. In regards to the year-over-year incremental costs of holding our health insurance steady, our renewal this year reflects a very modest change, less than 0.5%, which is essentially flat. That small difference is being absorbed by OCHN and is not being passed on to employees. For reference, our total employer net cost is projected at a little over 4.3 million for 2026 in comparison to 4.36 in 2025. So again, that's a difference of just under $15,000 and a percent of 0.34, which is essentially, 0.5%. So while the broader market may be seeing or experiencing around a 10% increase in employee benefit costs, we've been able to maintain stability and hold costs steady going into the 2026 plan year.
Thank you, Nicole, for that explanation.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have any other, after review, any other questions for Nicole on the employee benefits package? I know there were questions last week, excuse me. All right. There being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the OCHN benefits package for employees.
So moved.
In support?
Second.
Support. Is there any discussion? Nicole, thank you for the great job that you did in putting this together and doing the best to contain costs. And this is clearly an area that's always can be volatile, and we experienced that a couple years ago. So it's good to see that things are a little bit more on an even keel.
It is definitely a team effort, and we thank you all for your support.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? and we'll entertain a roll call motion, roll call
So I
vote,
want to
please.
clarify, Mr. Cowan, do you want them to be two motions, one breaking out the one PA 152 resolution, and then one bringing the OCHN benefits?
That's the way we should do it. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
So why don't we do the benefits package first, because we have that motion on the table, and then we'll do the PA 152 benefits.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a roll call motion on the benefits.
On the benefits, okay.
Package, yeah.
Mr. Furman?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Hans? Ms. Woodruff?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Pastor Jones?
Yes.
Dr. Giles?
Yes.
Dr. Guadalupe?
Yes.
Ms. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Cowan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we are statutorily required to vote separately on the PA 152 benefits, so that would be a motion we need now.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Root?
Yes.
Dr. Guadalupe?
Yes.
Pastor Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Young? Ms. Woodruff?
Yes.
Dr. Hans? Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Furman?
Yes.
Mr. Cowan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay.
Yep, we forgot one.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Again, want to thank Nicole and the team for it. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to put together this package and meet all the requirements that are necessary. So again, we thank you for all that work, both you and the team. All right. Next is our consent agenda, which is board approval for minutes of our board, Recipients' Rights Advisory Committee, Committee of the Whole, and then we also have receive and file our August financial reports. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Support.
Motion and support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the motion carries. All right, that brings us to other business. Is there any other business to bring before the board this evening from the board members? Anything from our staff? Nothing? Okay.
Okay. I don't know why it's not on here. To receive and file the financials?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We did that for a consent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Cowan, I actually do have one question for other business. Could we talk about having a board retreat soon? I think it's been over a year since we've had one, and I think it'd be nice to...
Yeah, we had one January of last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's something the board wants to do, we certainly can,
Okay.
work out the timing on it, and it's probably timely with all the things that are going on right now,
Yeah.
and issues that we have to face. So I will, I think, Sheila, you were the one that maybe we'll chat after the meeting, and I know, it was quite a drama to get everything put together. Not the board, just the venue and everything else. Yeah, okay.
Thank
So
you.
what we can do is work on the agenda. We start the agenda planning too. So to your point, Ms. Root, we can build in that time for that event as well.
Okay, it's a good suggestion, and we'll follow up on it.
Yeah, no, I'm just going back and forth whether this belongs in other business or board member comment, but I will just share, based on public comment tonight, I know board doesn't get into contracts, but I would like a statement from administration, if we can, about potential, what was shared about Common Ground. So if Trish or Dana can get back to us, I would like to hear a response from administration. Again, I know we don't get into that, but...
Is Dana on? Yeah, maybe she can address that when she does her director's report.
Yeah, that would be fine. I would just like
All
an
right.
update. Thank you.
Sure. What's that? No, we already voted on it. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, next we have board reports on the Recipients' Rights Advisory Committee. Dr. Guadalupe.
Yeah, so our last meeting was on October 2nd. At that time, several of the members were able to attend the Recipients' Rights State Conference, so they provided an update on the sessions that they attended. We finished going through the rights booklet and then began discussing the fiscal year 26 goals for the committee. Our next meeting is on November 6th. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Citizens Advisory Committee, Christina?
We did not have a September meeting due to the Walk a Mile event, so no report tonight. And then for October, our meeting is tomorrow. So
Okay.
I'll have the report next month.
Okay.
Thank you.
And next item is our second opportunity for public comment. If there's anyone that wishes to address the board, after recognition by the chair, please come to the podium, or if we're online, but please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have anyone online?
If you are online and wish to speak for public comment, please raise your hand at this time.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the board? There being no one, we thank those who did come and comment this evening. We will now close public comment, the second opportunity. Now we have our director's report. Dana is joining us remotely this evening. So Dana, I'll hand it over to you for your report. And there was a request, I believe you may have heard it, for just at least some type of statement on comments made earlier on the Common Ground matter.
I did. Thank you and good evening. This is Dana Lassaby. I'm reporting virtually, and thank you for the opportunity to do so. Yes, I would like to respond to the comments that we are hearing, and I apologize for not having my camera on. I'm having some technical difficulties, so I think you'd rather hear me than see me. But I do want to respond to some of the comments that you heard this evening, and that we do intend to transition the delivery of some of the crisis services to our direct operation. This initial phase of the transaction will focus on adult crisis services and will affect some of the services we currently provide through our contract with Common Ground. OCHN engaged Common Ground's leadership team in a collaborative, we hope, a collaborative planning process to facilitate an orderly and more effective way of designing the process and improving the process for fiscal year 26. This is designed to minimize the impact on Common Ground staff, and that is our intention, and also to ensure continuity of care for the individuals receiving crisis services. So this strategic initiative is really our way of creating a more comprehensive crisis continuum for Oakland County residents. And we know every change is a little challenging and difficult, and we hope that we can work collaboratively with Common Ground. Again, not to create any tension or any delay or barrier to crisis services at all, but look at a more comprehensive approach to providing those services. So at a later date, I'd like to create what I heard somebody reference, a FAQ. We currently don't have one of those, and also share our plans with this board in perhaps one of those board study sessions or the retreat that Ms. Root referenced. I think would be a great way to share this information. So I will go on with my report unless you want me to stop for any questions right now. No, I'm not hearing anything. So I'll keep.
Yeah. No, go ahead with the remainder of your report.
Okay, thank you. And my report is quite long, I think you'll see, but I really wanted to be very transparent and cover many, many things. And I have to give kudos to the OCHN team because they have been working tremendously, very, very hard over the last few months. So I'm always careful with making sure we acknowledge the hard work that our team is doing through such a challenging time with so many things coming our way, with federal reductions in Medicaid, and then also the budget being done in a way that will require us to make some changes on ensuring that people we serve get the services that they need, and looking at how we manage people who may lose their Medicaid and continue to serve those individuals as well. So I wanted to highlight at the beginning of my report, you'll see I recognize, as we always do, National Disability Employment Awareness Month is a time to celebrate the many contributions of individuals living with disabilities and to highlight the importance of inclusive employment opportunities. So we're proud to be a part of that and work with our service providers to ensure those opportunities for the people in this community. Also, World Mental Health Day was on October 10th during Mental Illness Awareness Week. And so we acknowledge that and also always work toward advocating for the rights of individuals who need access to mental health services. And then as we begin our fiscal year, like I said, we are doing this with a lot of challenges, but I think we should pause and take in the achievements of the past year that we really should be proud of. And that's why I want to recognize our hard team in changing over to a service model of payment to a fee for service, which really is the end goal is to create a more value-based system and ensure that people are receiving the services and supports that they need at the amount, scope, and duration that they need those services. So we're proud to work with our families and individuals, but also our providers in building those relationships. And you'll see some of that in my report as well. I did want to highlight some of the things in our budget that we saw from the state, and more importantly, talk about what it means for us in terms of we see money for the public safety, which we work collaboratively with law enforcement and our co-responders and our CIT training. And I don't know if Trish mentioned this to you all, but we did receive platinum certification from CIT International, and we got word of that, I believe, today. I'm surprised Trish didn't scream it out loud in this meeting because we're all very proud and appreciative of the work of our teams that went into getting that level of certification. And it's just not a representation of what we do here at OCHN. It also is a part of the collaboration with the state as well as the county law enforcement, the local police force, and everything. It's a lot to get that certification. So big kudos to Trish and Dr. Posios and their teams in working on those certifications. The other thing I want to talk about the impact in terms of the budget was protecting healthcare access. And we know that there are some major challenges right now for us as a PIHP and a CMHSP, but we do see that there's $29.8 billion that is going for core Medicaid services that support mental health, autism, senior care, and maternal and child health programs. So we're happy about that. We know the demand is increasing where the resources are decreasing, but we'll continue to work and manage care and support individuals with the budgets that we have. And we're beginning to work with our community partners that have direct care workers to make sure that those changes that are coming down from the state as it relates to adding earned time off and things of those nature, PTO and health benefits and those other things that are being added, that we're working with those providers collaboratively to see how that's going to roll out and impact direct care workers. As it relates to the RFP, we did receive, or we heard of the judgment late today, so I won't go and try and interpret it. I'm not a legal professional, so I'll leave that up to our legal minds like Kalana Ali on our team, and we'll bring back a summary within the next day or so, letting you know where what the judge's ruling was and how that will impact us going forward. So that did come out later today. And then again, I wanted to also thank the board for their support. We did submit 2 proposals in response to the RFP, and it's a good thing we did because it's still around. I do know that from the legal judgment. We submitted 2 proposals, one as a single region entity and the other in partnership or collaboration with Macomb County. So those are, as the support of this board, we did follow up and submit those 2 bids before they were due. So we're proud to say that. And again, I thank our team for working very hard and tirelessly over the weekend to make sure that we got the information done in a way that would be accepted by the state. The other highlights include some activities that we are working on, continuing to engage in coordinating activities with the Mental Health Association, sharing information as we receive it with our stakeholders, making sure that we're clear and consistent with our messaging because we don't want to cause confusion when there's so much change going on. Also, working with state and legislative partners. And then also, a big part of this is contingency planning. Depending on the court's ruling, we want to make sure that we're prepared to go forward and work with the state in a way that protects the services for people. Let's see. Some of the other things I wanted to highlight, I give an update on access to services. The one thing I did want to bring to this board's attention, and I know Dr. Guadalupe would appreciate this as well, during the Citizens Advisory, no, I'm sorry, it was the Recipient Rights Advisory Committee or Council. There was a question about how information gets back to the board and making sure that their concerns of the committee are heard and they're being brought back to my team and myself as well as this board. And I wanted to add something in my report that speaks to that because when we have board representation, we partner in responding to those concerns. And I make a point of attending all of those meetings that I can in person, and if not in person, trying to be online to answer any concerns that come my way through the board liaison or um, just things that I'm hearing from those two groups. So I think it's important if I can to encompass some of those concerns in my monthly report, and I'll try to do that going forward and directly answer those questions if I can in this report. I know a lot of concerns came up when we were transitioning the self-direction and the CLS services or the community living services, as well as the fiscals. So we make a point of answering those questions and then individually answering questions of what one department in our customer service, as well as the managed care area, is answering questions that may come up from providers as well as individuals served and their family members. We also have a big celebration when we collaboratively opened the Oakland 360 Care Center. They had a grand opening on September 25th, which was attended by, of course, our Oakland County exec, several Oakland County commissioners, Honor Community Health, Oakland County Health Department, and ourselves joined together to create this drop-in center, or really an integrated urgent care, if is the model of this, and that is in Pontiac. So we're really excited. This is one of those activities and these projects that really show how partnership and true collaboration works. We used our resources, we joined forces, and over the last few years, we laughed at how long it took us to finally come and open the doors for this clinic. Even though it's been open softly for about a year, this was a formal grand opening, and if you have an opportunity to see it, it's something really to be proud of. It improves access. It allows people to come in lieu of being in crisis. They can come in if there's an urgent need, or it's a drop-in center or a walk-in center where people can come in with mental health, behavioral health concerns, physical health concerns, in need of social supports. So it's really a big deal, and it was a great to celebrate something that we could bring to this community in that partnership. We also had a group of our team members and myself who went to Honor Community Health and celebrated during their annual gala, a Great Gatsby Gala. So that was a fun event for us to share and work with Honor on, especially as we looked at how we continue to support them in the next year. And I think Suzanne talked about our our Walk a Mile and NAMI Walk actually occurred in September as well. And we were all there and participating and advocating and speaking to those events. And I think that's pretty much it for us. I do talk about some of the crisis services and how we're looking at the amount of services and supports that are being offered. And then there are some other data regarding the sober support unit as well as our core program data. The final thing, again, I just want to reiterate that the there was a Court of Claims hearing, and once we get a better summary of the findings or the legal decision of the judge, we will share that in a written summary to this board in the community. So that's all I have today, and I'm open to any questions you may have.
Thank you, Dana. Yes, are there any questions for Dana at this time? Yes, Christina.
Hi, Dana. I just have one question. First, I want to say I love all the pictures in the report, especially the gala ones. Everyone who attended looks so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
My question is, and I understand if you don't have an update today, but possibly soon would be helpful. I'm just curious on how the search is going for a new compliance officer. I believe that's an important role to have filled, especially because they provide us guidance as a board regularly.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, I'm glad you brought that up because we do have an interim compliance officer, Miss Marquita Macy. I'm not sure if she's there today, but she is in that role as our chief compliance officer.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
So thank you for reminding me. And can I bring one more thing before there are any other questions? I forgot to acknowledge our own Sherry Rushmore. Rushman, I'm sorry. She's an educational specialist and a certified peer support specialist, and she was recently honored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Service at the annual Recipient Rights Conference. She received a prestigious 2025 Cookie Gant Spirit Award. So it's a huge deal, and if you met Sherry, you would understand why she received such an amazing award. She's been with us, I think they told me today, 20-something years, if not more. I hope I'm not cutting her short. But this lady is amazing. She gives hope to everybody she meets. She even wrote a book in 2023 called Catching Hope, Hope Giver. And you actually have seen her in stories that inspire hope. So I just feel it's such an amazing we're fortunate to have people like Sherry on our team, I just have to say. And this GAN Award is for individuals who exemplify unwavering commitment, compassion, and advocacy for people with mental health needs and developmental disabilities. So she was one of the ones who really pushed for us to train people who are served so that they have that knowledge and information and can make informed decision about the life they want to lead. So I wanted to recognize Sherry. I know she may be online, but she's so, so that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Next is board member comments, and we'll start with Adam.
Good evening. I first would like to say thank you for entrusting me with one more year as your secretary of the board. I appreciate it. And as always, I'd like to thank all of the OCHN staff involved in putting the agenda together today, and again to thank the team that put the RFP together. And I would also like to thank Nathan for his great presentation and just a really upbeat presentation as well. Really appreciate it, and it really embodies the spirit of what we look for within the network. So thank you very much, and have a good night.
Thank you. Chris.
Thank you. Congratulations to Sherry. That's awesome. And to the whole recipients' rights team, Vicki and your team, that is the backbone of the system and the protections in the system. And it's so important to see OCHN be the forefront of receiving awards in that area. I'd like to thank Common Ground for coming today. I don't have enough information tonight to comment specifically, but I hope we get substantial feedback to your concerns. And if you'll indulge me a second, since the committee of the whole, this has been on my mind, and I would like to say it, and it does kind of relate to some of the Common Ground discussion today. when I looked at the insurance rates that we are offering, I'm very proud to be offering those insurance rates to our employees. I'm proud and greatly value our talent here. And I got to say, OCHN deserves a whole lot of grace for all the, excuse my language, hell that the RFP process is making the organization go through. But the health insurance rates, I think, brings up something that I just want to use as an example today. We as a OCHN most commonly set 3 to 4 levels above the flow of money to consumers. And listening to last week's PIHP hearing on the Court of Claims, there was a comment made by the judge several times, and that was something to the effect of all of this money, work, and systems, ultimately exists for one purpose, and that is to get the most dollars and the best services to consumers we serve. And so, why is this on my mind in relation to the health insurance plans? Because, at my own firm, I manage health insurance for my firm. And I'll be honest, I can't even get an individual rate for my employees that is as good as the rate we are offering families. And I think our nonprofit providers would envy these plans too. And most strikingly and most important, the direct service providers, the core of getting those dollars and services to our consumers, often have no coverage at all, or they're forced to rely on Healthy Michigan or the health exchanges, and you can just look at the news to understand all the uncertainty that is for them as they look at health insurance for the upcoming year. And so while I'm darn proud of what we offer our employees and of our employees, I do hope OCHN remembers its privileged position at the top of the money flow. And let's just be honest, we're able to offer plans like that because we're at the top of the money flow. And by being in this privileged position, every member of this organization, all the way to us as a board, we need to approach every negotiation, every contract, every rate discussion with humility. And I do worry when I hear these discussions about the FMS transition and the Common Ground transition. I worry we're not doing that. And when we're debating cents and a reimbursement rate, when we're navigating provider contracts or system changes, we should remember that our role is to serve, not to be served. And the comments that I heard tonight are things I don't even know. I've never met Heather or Common Ground, but the comments I've heard, I hear elsewhere, and that is, expect Common Ground to train staff, our staff, et cetera. Lack of respect and sensitivity. They're not alone in when I'm hearing that. And without sacrificing our fiduciary duty that includes compliance and cost control, which is our role, and that's going to be making hard decisions, I just say, let's rarely ask providers or consumers how can they help us. Rather, we must recognize our privileged position. And whenever people ask, we need to say, how can we help them? That should be our lead question. Thank you.
Dr.
Wow. Well, I'd like to congratulate all the office holders, and with Chris's comments that what a big responsibility we have. We want us to know that we serve families like mine. I have a podium here, I can speak, but a lot of people don't have even the time or the space or the opportunity to speak for those families. So I think I will again congratulate the officers, but also to remind them what a huge responsibility they have for the community. Thank you.
Thank you for appointing me as the policy chair. I hope that I can live up to the expectations. And also, it was great being at the recovery celebration on September 19th, seeing all of the various patients, clients, persons served from the various community programs. It was a great collaboration with the Sheriff's Department. Most of them received new shoes, and for a lot of them, that was something that they had not had in a number of years. It was tears of joy, and it warmed my heart to see so many people being given something that was a great need. And recognizing our speaker tonight for Disability Awareness Month, that was a wonderful presentation that he put together for us. And that is why we do the things that we do. Thank you.
Christina?
Congratulations to everyone who was appointed or reappointed tonight to their leadership position for the next year. I'm looking forward to having a board retreat soon so we can connect, talk about important issues, things going on locally and at the state, and just what our vision is for the next year. And thank you for supporting me with staying on the CAC.
Thank you, board, for entrusting me as the vice chair. I look forward to serving in that role this year with the colleagues. While I cannot as eloquently speak as Mr. Smith did tonight, I'm in alignment. I think we definitely need to have stronger communication so that we're aware of some of these items that are coming up in the community. Common Ground is a large provider agency, and I have a lot of questions yet regarding what was shared tonight. So I look forward to continued dialogue and making sure that we are all in awareness of things that are going on. Thank you.
Hello, I would just like to congratulate everyone, the new appointees, those who remain. And I also look forward to being able to gather as a board and speak at a retreat about some important issues. So I look forward to that as well. I do apologize that I missed public comment from Common Ground, but I'm sure my fellow board members will fill me in so that I can learn about what's at stake. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good night, and just remember, to all the women, we know what the month is. Please remember, get your mammograms, get them scheduled for the year. Thank you.
Good afternoon or good evening. Let me congratulate everyone in the new appointed position. That's excited for that. I'm looking forward to another year of working with you all and seeing what all you do. A couple of things. Number one, let me comment on the presentation. I tell you, Nathan did a great job, just a great job, and again shows you what people can do. So kudos to him, kudos to the group that's working with him. Just really excited, about that. That's number one. Number two, and I had a chance to pre-read the package that came out, and on the OCHN benefits, Nicole Williams, I tell you what, I was so impressed with the extra effort that was put forward in that. If you will recall, we had an issue in relation early on this year, 2025, of the insurance rates, the hospital rates, and all of those other things. I just think that this one really hit where it should be. Very positive, really outlooks for our people. And thank you, my fellow board member, for your comments on it, because I think that was just a great job that Nicole Williams did. Third, let me compliment and Makita for, and I'm going to mispronounce your name, okay, but I'll get it right. About the third time, I'll get it right. Congratulations on what you're going to be doing in the compliance. Already your performance, your detail, your interest in making sure things are right. We've had an opportunity to receive reports from you. I know I've challenged you on some of those, but you've really come forward in that. You've always used professionalism. You've also been attentive to the numbers and responsive. And so, I feel real comfortable with your interim position at this time on compliance, and I'm sure you're going to keep me straight if you don't keep anybody else. So I really want to compliment you on that. As it relates to Common Ground, good that we'll look at it. I think we did this once before. Go back, look, and see. We know the work you do. We know the reputation that you have. I've had the pleasure of working with some of you. So one of the things we will do, and that's a commitment that this group has consistently made. We don't just drop the ball. We don't just drop the ball. So, you know, I know you leave tonight, but understand that your presentation is not falling on deaf ears. So things we'll look at that and see what happens. But overall, thank you very, very much. Thank you. I look forward to another year. And to my fellow board members, I'm looking forward to the retreat. I hope we have White Castles wherever to do, because I think that's just going to be great for us to come together. So thank you.
You have to keep an eye on him. Bless you. Thanks for the reappointment, and also I look forward to the retreat. I think it's been quite a bit has passed since our last one, and you know, at every level, federal, state, county, we're at heading into uncharted waters. So I think it's good for us to get together on that.
Just a couple points as we close out this evening. Chris, you should know that 2 years ago, we had a very comprehensive review of our health care benefits to employees, because at that time, for the first time since I've been on the board, we had to ask employees to contribute. And although I know many private businesses do that already, that was new here. We went through a very comprehensive review, and our employees do contribute and pay. And I would say, and I've been involved in the private sector, we don't have a Cadillac plan, it's a Chevy plan. It all depends on, you know, how you look at it, and I know that small businesses have more difficulty in getting coverage than medium-sized like ours. So, but for our part, in the 30,000 individuals and families that we serve, we have held the line with 6% on average administrative costs. I will compare that with any organization in the nonprofit sector, and certainly with managed care companies. We have, in the last 3 years, taken $50 million out of our reserves during the post-COVID era, when we knew that, and during COVID, when we knew our providers were going to have difficulty. And we spent that money, and that money went directly to the providers. That wasn't, and we did that at our own risk and our own peril. Our reserves are as low as they've ever been, certainly since I've been on the board and into recent memory. So I think we have walked the walk in the support. The problem we have today is the public health system in Michigan is on an unprecedented attack. We did submit an RFP. We do that begrudgingly, because here's the fact. Every state that has tried to go to what the director is proposing has done it for 4 or 5 years, and then they flip back to the public system, because there isn't enough money. We all know, anybody who's in the mental health system knows there's not enough money in it. So what ends up happening, and why I believe this RFP process is such a mistake, is because we're going to do the same thing. And who is going to suffer from that? It's going to be the individuals and families we served, because they are going to have to go through all this unnecessary change. And we're going to end up right back in the same situation, because that is what has happened in every state. So that is what we have at risk. I would join with anyone who wants to solve the real problem, which is the funding of the system, and not changing it into a system that is going to be privatized and is going to result in exactly what has happened in other states. If anyone can show me where this has worked, I will listen to it, but all the data and information we've received and through our own investigation have seen is that this kind of system has failed. So I am very concerned about the future. We're going to go through some rough times in a variety of areas because of this change. And we're just going to have to see how it plays out. We did get a court decision today. I don't think that's going to be the last decision that we hear about. But in the meantime, we're going to keep the faith here with this board and with those who work with us in providing the services, because those services continue to need to be provided day to day, and that's what we will do. So with that being said, and I thank the board for their support for my chairmanship, and I look forward to working with you in the near term. And by the way, if anybody on the board has any thoughts for items for our board retreat, just text me or call me, and we'll put together some type of agenda, which will be approved by the board before we go into some type of retreat, most likely on a Saturday morning is usually what works well. So that being said, we'll adjourn this meeting of OCHN.